we saw these advertisements, the false
Yes.
the front pages. It says they have acquired land. Mr. Chairman, we just went to one of the developers' websites. Is very much there.
In our development control regulation we published in 2023, we have maximum height for building. So we do have 74 marketable plots. Since it is a very well-planned city, we have given what is GFA, gross floor area, the buildable area, and what is the utility demand, everything defined. And the same way, they have given maximum height. But when we fix the maximum height, we face difficulty because several investors question about this, because when they do their design, so sometimes they may not able to stay at the maximum, because sometimes they may need to exceed that level. Then they requested some flexibility to this regulation. Then we consulted the planning consultant who did the master plan, and they also came with because they have done a study, and they proposed to introduce some flexible regulation. That is what we have done for height.
The idea was to have the tallest building towards the land, I mean existing CBD, and the sort of the multi-million-dollar homes at the edge of the property. So it would be nice, starting
Skyline.
Starting out at the beach with single story, 2 stories max.
No, it is more than 2 storage, Mr. Chairman. The minimum height at the beach level is 40 meter. That means it can go up to 10 floors.
So that means it was changed subsequently.
No, because the maximum height that time they introduced 40 meter. 40 meter means it's easily we can go for 10 floors. Yeah.
So anyway, okay.
Yeah, starting with that, it goes to up to 350 meters.
Yeah, so it starts out at a low elevation and goes up.
Yeah.
Let's say some investor wants to come in, right? I mean, for that investor, does that a person set up inside the port city or outside, right?
What is the outside law?
Yeah, I mean, what are the how can a person evaluate these 2 proposals? I mean, is it apples to apples, or I mean, in terms of even restrictions, height restrictions, for instance. Now, in this particular case, because it is in our area of representation, what the people are saying is, look, you can go up to 16 floors, given the restrictions or the conditions, but the allegation is it's gone up to 40 floors. So I don't know, I don't want to comment on the specific case, but there seems to be some major complication in terms of height, which is a function of traffic and road frontage and things like that. My question is, you apply on a particular T day, then you have a T plus N period.
Yeah, we do have time frame, because
What
for all approval we do have timeline.
What is the timeline?
It's for the planning clearance, Mr. Chairman, 8 weeks.
8 weeks?
8 weeks.
Okay, if you don't get within 8 weeks?
It's because the commission bound to give that one, because we
How
do
can
everything.
the commission give? Because commission is only derivative, it is a water board that has to give the approval.
Mr. Chairman, here for a particular plot, all the water distribution line has given to the plot boundary, and also it has given what is the demand. If it is demand X, that is the demand, and if it is electricity, what is kilowatt can require demand. That is all defined. Then no need to wait till because when any construction do in the mainland, they want to go, and the water board people want to go to the site and see whether that capacity enough for them to feed the development. But in here it's fixed.
But whose water are you taking?
NWSDB water.
Yeah, so that's the
So then
mainland
why
water
would
you're
you need
taking.
another
Yeah,
approval?
because they
You don't have your own water.
Yeah, they are giving 39,000 meter cube a day capacity at full operation, Mr. Chairman. That because they have already laid 2 lines to supply water, and also electricity 350 megawatt power
Substation.
Yeah, station has already done.
No, they can't.
Why
It's
can't?
a CB2 coupler. They can't.
No. What I'm saying is,
You
the
can't power
wheeling is available. Wheeling can.
No, they have still not given that.
No. It is in the law. Whether they want to do it or not is another matter. They are amending it. I know that. That has been amended to some extent. But the argument there was that companies, manufacturing plants, could generate their own electricity for themselves.
That's right.
That is decentralizing the supply. I mean, that's a positive thing. I hope the government continues with that. I hope so.
The retail percentage allocated in we do have three types of mixed development 1, 2, 3, and commercial. In those development earlier introduced minimum retail from 10 to 30%. Then when the marketing team do negotiation with the investors, what they raised is the percentage allocated is too high. Then project company together, because project company done a study, and in that study they found that in the Colombo suburb it's around 5 to 10%. It's some areas it's 5%, and the maximum 5% in some areas below the 5% retail allocation. Then we suggest to bring down the minimum retail allocation up to 5%. That is the next regulation.
We saw these advertisements, the false
Yes.
the front pages. It says they have acquired land. So let me finish the question.
Yeah.
So as far as we understand, one must be first approved as an authorized person before you start selling land. We understand land has either been sold or some token is being sold for 5 million. One company, the other company is actually selling, right? They haven't got BSI approval yet. So we would like to know on what basis this transaction is being marketed.
Mr. Chairman, they have entered into an MOU with Czech Port City and made a down payment with Czech Port City. They have not as yet made an application to be an authorized person with the Port City Economic Commission. Towards that end, when we saw the advertisements, we have already written to both Prime Lands and Homelands, asking them to cease and desist advertising any project within the Port City or holding out that they have acquired a property until and unless they make the application to us and until such time that they are approved as an authorized person. Those letters have already gone out to Prime Lands as well as to Homelands. They have been advertising it, to my understanding, they have been advertising it on the premise that they have made the down payment and they intend to complete the purchase, and thereby giving an intimation that they will be coming up with this project. We have told them to stop doing that, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, we just went to one of the developers' websites is very much there.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. So even as of yesterday, we sent yet another letter to them, notwithstanding the reply that we got, Mr. Chairman.
All what we are concerned, Mr. Chairman, is we have been discussing here, and I want a last point because, we have 70 applications that were held up because why? Because you assumed that the law was going to change, right? You assumed the law was going to change, so therefore you took a decision on your own to keep those applications without being approved, 70 or 62 or something like that. Now the question, but at the same time, what we read in the IMF agreement is, earlier also you have given that undertaking. Twice before you have given that undertaking that you will not. We will no longer provide tax exemptions or incentives, and we will evaluate all tax incentives, blah, 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 since 24. Then the IMF says, despite commitments to refrain from exemptions under Port City Act between January and September 24, business of strategic important designations granting tax exemption 24 companies, 4 primary and 17 essential, etc., were given. And they said the reason why they had to approve those, right, the 4 that you have approved, is because they have paid the money. Now, I'm just asking you, could there be pressure brought, right? Look, we have already sold, right? And then if they're already sold, how can you not, give approval to us to carry on? So there is a sort of the way I see it, the way it is written here, we have to succumb because certain monies have been spent by the developer, can also be brought in this argument and succumb because they have already made commitments to various people. They've already taken money from possible buyers.
AsianMirror.lk